Idris Adelakun's favorite spot in Winnipeg is the Canadian Museum for Human Rights. His favorite app is WhatsApp. First job was as a hatchery supervisor. Favorite book, Leading Change by John P. Cotter. Happy place? At home. And Idris Adelakun's theme song is Waymaker by Sinach.
We are speaking to all 11 of the people who want to be your next mayor of the city of Winnipeg. And today, Idris Adelakun is with us. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
So, why do you want to be mayor?
Thank you very much for that question. I want a city that works for everyone. I strongly believe that Winnipeg needs a voice that can speak for everyone. And this is what I stand for. When I look at the issue of homelessness, addictions, and mental health, it's one particular thing that I really want to address. And I believe with my skills as a professional engineer, as a certified project manager, and with my PhD in leadership, I should be able to collaborate with the stakeholders and get the necessary funding to ensure that we do the necessary things to keep everyone feel okay at home.
Whose voices do you think that aren't being heard right now at City Hall?
Yeah, thank you very much for that. If you look at it, for example, the people that are homeless, they need help, they need support. And I strongly believe that we have to find a way to support everyone and feel at home. And that's one challenge for me. Whenever I go to downtown, I can live in a house, I can afford to pay my mortgage, but some cannot. What is going to happen in winter? It's getting colder. So that's one challenge for me. And I think we need to focus our attention more on those things that are important to Winnipeggers, because we've neglected that aspect for some time, and I think we can do better.
One of your ideas when it comes to housing is affordable housing specific. You have a goal to create 200 units per year. You've promised, if elected, to amend zoning rules to encourage more high-rise developments. Why would you like to see more high-rise development in Winnipeg?
Thank you very much for that, because if you look at especially downtown and some other areas here, you know, if you want to bring in investors, you need to make sure that we have a place, enabling environment for them, whereby they can thrive well. And you want people to also live in downtown. It's not only about just trying to talk about infill housing. We need to start acting on that, because people need to get involved. People need to be living there. People need to be having business there. And we need to create all those opportunities to ensure that we can move our city forward. It's all about community. We need to engage people. If you don't make downtown to be safe, if you don't make downtown to be, you know, a place where people can come, even if you spend a lot of money, it's not going to work for you. So you have to make sure that you make affordable housing there. People can come there and they can feel safe.
So you specifically, when you talk about affordable units and you talk about high-rise developments, your vision is downtown.
Not only downtown, but we have to start from there, because it's the core area whereby people don't like to go to downtown right now. People think it is not safe, but we need to change the narrative. But we need to think outside the box and figure out how can we bring everyone together. We need to create more opportunities. But before you can do that, you need to ensure that you put a lot of things in place.
Things like what?
For example, safety.
How would you improve safety specifically?
Thank you very much. If you look at the current state right now, one of the things I've been looking at, people have been complaining about transit. Oh, I don't want to go to downtown. I spoke with some people. One of the things we need to do, we can't continue to use force only. We need to work with non-profit organizations to ensure that they also help police. We need to work with the cadet. We need to work with all the resources we have to make sure that they can, work together as a team and address all these issues. So my plan is to collaborate with all those non-profit organizations. I've been talking to them. We've had a serious conversation, and I think it's going to work out. Not only about using force, but we have to make sure that we help those people, that need social services, not just force only.
How would you work on that relationship should you be mayor? Because a lot of those groups did actually present to the police chief a number of concerns, and that relationship is still building. So what would you do as mayor to make that happen?
Okay, thank you very much for that. Maybe I have to let you know that with my PhD in leadership, and my concentration is organizational management, what do you expect from me? Collaboration. We are going to sit together. We are going to come together and talk on how we can move our city forward. We can't continue to have division. We have to unite together. And I'm experienced too, as a project manager. You know, when you look at a lot of projects we do right now, we need to do it effectively. We come together with the police and say, you know what, this is the plan. Let's come together, let's sit, and let's move our city forward. It's about collaboration.
I want to ask you a question about another thing that you said in your campaign. You want to put a stop to dumping of sewage into rivers. How do you do that?
Yeah, you know what? We currently have a plan. But what I want to do is to fast track the current plan that we have right now. But we need to get funding, because all those things that we have, you can't do without having adequate funding. So I'm going to collaborate with the province. I'm going to collaborate with the federal. And we are going to get some money, you know, from the city. You know what? My plan is to change our budgeting approach. You know, currently we have a, tax increment approach, traditional increment approach. So I'm going to change it to priority-based budgeting approach. We are going to focus on what is important to Winnipeggers. Do we have to be doing the roads every year? You know, I've been to some places whereby I look at it. Do we need to focus on this area? But if we have a kind of budget that we are going to do it again next year, the following year, you know, you have to spend the money. But if we can look at it, what are the things that are important to Winnipeggers? And let us try to make sure that we allocate resources to those areas, and everyone will feel at home.
What would people be surprised to know about you?
To be honest with you, when I become the next mayor after the first 6 months, they will be surprised with my performance, because I'm going to really do well. I focus on results. I don't just talk. If you look at my platform, you will see that I don't promise what I cannot do, because my word is my bond. I strongly believe that right now, we don't have to increase taxes.
And why do you believe that? Because a lot, what you're thinking, if you could elaborate.
Yes. You know, if you look at the current state, you have to understand the people, the masses. Right now, inflation, there are a lot of things happening. I'm not saying we are not supposed to do that, but not now, not immediate. There are a lot of people that need support right now. So we need to make sure that we stabilize our economy before we start, building up. We need to maintain what we currently have. Why am I going to be a leader? I have to listen to the people. I can't just do what I like. I have to ask the people, do you want us to do this project? If they want, we execute. If it's for the interest of the Winnipeggers, we do it. If not, it's not going to be my own personal preference.
So you're not against increasing taxes if it were to be specific to a project that people said that they would be willing to pay for? Am I understanding that correct?
Yeah. If it's something that is beneficial to Winnipeggers, good. But we need to address those basic needs. And that's my concern right now. What is important to Winnipeggers right now? So
what is your vision when you think of Winnipeg, should you become mayor 5 years down the line? What's your vision for Winnipeg?
Thank you very much for that question. You know, I want to see a city that is safe. I want a city whereby we can create more opportunities. I will be honest with you. I could remember when I first graduated from the University of Manitoba. I did my master's degree there. Some of my friends, they are no longer in the city because they could not find professional jobs. We need to create more opportunities. So what I foresee in the future is a kind of city whereby people will be coming to this city. A lot of tourists, they don't want to come here, tourists. They don't want. We need to create all those kind of attractions. If you look at my plan, one of the plans I have is to have a kind of overhead transportation system. We don't have to pay that money. Investors will come here and we work with them. We have to create an enabling environment for them. And we're going to support them. And by doing that, a lot of people, okay, what do I want to go and say in Winnipeg? Oh, that one. That's what I'm trying to foresee. Like right now, we need to create all those opportunities whereby people can start coming to Winnipeg. We can create opportunities. We can keep our talent here in the city. We can have a better road. And my major focus is that homelessness. It has to be resolved.
Idris Adelakun, thank you very much. Good luck on the 26th.
Thank you so much.